What's going on, everybody? Lead Farmer 73 here. How's everybody doing? Good to see you. Today, I welcome you in. Happy whatever day it is, Monday. And I want to talk about food scarcity. We're going to talk about food scarcity because after talking about food scarcity, food security pretty much speaks for itself. Food scarcity is a real thing. This sun is tearing my eye up. Food scarcity is here. And I saw the stuff on the news where one political group caved into the other political group to give them whatever they want. How you doing? Everything fresh and sassy. How you doing, my sister? It's good to see you. It is. I just was thinking about you the other day. I thought of your real name. I heard your real name and thought of you. How you doing? B Love and Trisha Mack, Sharon Scott, Q Dub, K Mac. How you doing? Okay, let's see who we got. Dorothy and Love, and it's a lot of loves in here today. Christina, he says, stop speaking of Chicago. And we got our first little dusting of snow. I don't know what you mean by that. If you can please explain. Everything fresh and sassy says, I'm great. Thank you, family. Remember to hit the like button. Thank you for that, sister. Thank you. Stopping by from Chicago. Okay, I that's why I asked, because I was like, that came off a little weird. Okay. Hey, D. Good to see you again, Miss Brown. How you doing? La Familia, how you doing? It's good to see you. All right, Jarvis and Sandra Giller. How y'all doing, everybody? I just wanted to talk for a minute about food security. Food scarcity, because we know we're going to talk about food security, but we need to talk about food scarcity and the realization of it as we speak right now. Food scarcity right now, if you don't know, I've been preparing for my family, but more so personally. And I've taken really, really grave advances to practice on my food scarcity problems and my food security. And I just want to say something real quick, and I don't want to get off onto that because I'm going to be saving that for other videos, but I want to get this out. I think I'm on day 5 of this, I guess it's a water fast. I don't know all the terminologies of everybody, keep switching it up, but I'm on day 5 of my water fast. I've lost count of the hours, so I guess it's 124 hours or whatever it is. And I feel so good. I feel so good that I'm just going to keep going. You know, I'm going to kind of stop counting the days and just go for it, because I see no reason to stop. When I do ease up off of it, I'm going to change my whole lifestyle. Like the either constant eating of food or anything in nonsense, because that's why I put my weight back on, because I'm a sugarholic. I'm addicted to sugar. But after this, and it removed all the wants and cravings for sugar, if I just have a light meal once a day, I will be okay. So the reason why I'm talking about this, and I wanted to add this into this video with food scarcity, is one of the reasons I was thinking about this, why this will work so well, this fasting, is because I thought about something. I thought about normally, on an average, how much I would eat, where I would eat. And then I also thought about just averaging how much it would cost for me to have eaten the things that I usually eat in 5 days. Now, my problem is, again, sugar. So I eat sweet stuff. So that even though you eat sweet stuff versus savory, it's still expensive. Matter of fact, sometimes sweet stuff is more expensive, the kind of stuff I eat. So I was just thinking about how much money I saved myself in just 5 days of not eating anything and letting my body feed off of my body. My body is just feeding off of the stored fat that I already have on my body. And I was thinking to myself, when you look down at yourself, you like, hey, well, I'm looking at me and I'm like, hey, I got plenty of fat stored up that my body can just go ahead and devour without harming myself. So I've been staying hydrated and pink Himalayan salt, and I know everybody keeps saying Celtic salt, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's just done in a different way. But I've been pink Himalayan salt and taking about a tablespoon of that every day and working around the land. Sometimes I take about a tablespoon and a half through the day because, I'm sweating a lot and I can't stop sweating. Whether I'm hot or not, like I'm cold, I could be cold, but I'm sweating. I woke up this morning sweating. So I know that I'm sweating out all of my electrolytes. So I make sure I get my salt back in my body. I'm just here and being transparent that last night I had a little episode of dehydration because I remembered I didn't drink as much water as I should have, nor salt, but I did have a lot of green tea, and that's no good. So I had a little dizzy spell last night of dehydration at 1 in the morning. Woke up, got that together, and then I was cool. Let me see. And your body is repairing itself as well. Absolutely. And you know what else? I had coffee 2 days in a row. And I even said, you know what? When I drank the coffee, and I'm addicted to coffee, I could have kept doing without the coffee. It just wasn't hitting the way I like it to. And I remember on the second day, yesterday, I didn't even finish my cup of coffee because I was like, it just wasn't hitting the way I like it to hit, especially not having creamer in it. So I said, why am I doing that? Knowing coffee pulls salt out of your body. So I've been doing my research and paying attention to all this stuff. So I don't know. I said, you know what? I'm going to just keep riding this fasting thing out because I keep stepping on the scale, and so far I'm down 11 pounds, and I ain't even done anything. 11 pounds, and they say the first 5 pounds or so is water. So after that, that's when your body starts burning the fat. After the 72 hours, your body starts burning the fat from your body. The first 3 days or so is just water. But now, I'm burning fat. I can feel it. I know you can't see it as much, but I can feel it. And I will tell you this. The first 3 days, I told y'all this before. I told you this before. When I pray, one of the things I pray for is willpower. I pray for willpower because without willpower, and everybody say, yeah, when you fasting, you need to be praying and fasting. Well, I pray for willpower. I don't get into all of the stuff that everybody else do in their religions or whatever, but I pray for patience and willpower because without willpower, your first couple days, you can hang it up. You're going to screw up. You're going to mess up. So praying for my willpower that, I like to have on board. It worked. So I feel good. And the reason I'm telling y'all all of this part in this video is because this is part of the food scarcity and food security. With learning how to fast and then realizing how much money it's actually saving me and realizing if I was in a dire situation that I could actually, I know right now I could make it at least 5 days without eating. I know that because now I can say I've done it before, right? And now remember, I'm doing this and I'm gonna keep on going. And remember, I got a lot of fat stores on my body. So if you're a smaller person, consult with your doctor or whatever you need to do. But remember, I just need everybody to know I'm able to do this because everybody say, Led, you can't do that. Yeah, I can. I got plenty of fat stores on my body that can be burned up. Okay, so I'm saying times are getting lean, and I know those two political parties just pretty much made an agreement, made a deal, and everybody is going to probably get their benefits back. Here's the problem I wanted to talk about, and this is the real reason I'm here today, is if you are able to get your benefits back, if they let people keep their government assistance, there's one problem with that, and this is the reason I said that one party that just caved in and let them you're stupid. You're stupid. And the reason they said they caved, because they said people need to eat. You're stupid. And this is why I say that. Is because where is food even coming from? If you give people, let me tone myself down, because I got a little. If you give people government assistance back and let that other side across the aisle dominate everything, where's the food coming from that they're supposed to be promising to release? Because last I heard, ain't no farmers got no food to keep on bringing in. Oh, last I heard, with this tariff war, ain't no food being imported into this country. Correct me if I'm wrong. If ain't no food being imported and other countries are taking their business elsewhere, and the farmers need to be bailed out and compensated, and they're so behind that they couldn't plant the next crop. We're way past that. So here's the thing, nobody's really saying anything, because right now, you know how it is when you first get a paper cut? This is a paper cut. When you first get a paper cut, you don't feel it for hours. You don't feel it. You really don't pay no attention to the blood. You just whipped your finger across this sharp page. But you ain't thinking twice about it. It's just a little baby cut, right? So as the day goes on, you kind of start looking at it. But you say, it's just a little cut. Ain't no big deal. You go to sleep the next day, it's infected and it's hurting like hell. But you like, well, it's just a little cut. So you lick on it a little bit. Next thing is so infected, you have to have it amputated. Just from a paper cut. That's exactly what's happening to this country right now. With those farmers basically been dogged and just led astray and left dry and have nothing to plant, no crops, nobody to sell the crops that they harvested to, nobody to pick the crops, even if they had somebody to sell it to. Where is this country getting food from that's supposed to be able to go towards the people on SNAP benefits and stuff like that? Because what we're seeing right now is you don't see what's about to happen. In the next 6 months to say next year, there ain't gonna be nothing on these shelves. Where is it coming from? These stores already are thinned out like a balding man. Where's the food coming from next year? Because the food that we're eating right now was already shipped from overseas and is sitting on these docks for a year or two. Where is this food coming from? If the farmers can't produce the food and we can't have food imported from other countries because of the tariffs. You said most likely lab food or fake food, but you know something about that? I'm not going to say that's false because that's very, very possible. But my thing is this, from what I heard, now this is what I heard, this is not a fact, this is what I heard. So I'm gonna give my opinion right now, okay? I heard the price that it costs to produce fake food costs more than actually raising cattle or raising chicken. The price to produce, invent lab-grown meat costs more than actually raising cattle or actually raising chickens or pork. So you can bet your bottom dollar, no matter what, you're gonna come in and have to pay, even if you down for eating fake meat, you're gonna have to pay more for it. I got a little proof. I got a little proof. Now that was my opinion. I'm gonna give you a little bit of proof. How many people remember a couple years ago I was eating people wanted me to try the vegan burgers, the veggie burgers. So I listened to the people and I tried it. I had vegan burgers, vegan sausage, vegan hot dogs, and I gotta be honest, it was really good. And people were saying it was loaded with this, loaded with that. That's neither here nor there. The thing is, it was vegan. Fake meat. It wasn't real hamburgers, right? The thing I'm trying to say I got proof of the price hike is when I was eating veggie burgers, the price for 4 veggie burgers was maybe 3 times higher than just buying 4 beef hamburgers. And I'm not talking about ground chuck. I'm talking about that bottom basement, that 75-25, you know? To buy 4 ground beef, 75-25 patties, the price for the veggie burgers was 3 to 4 times higher than that. And that's really the only reason I stopped eating them, because I couldn't afford it. So that's a little bit of proof of why it would cost more to purchase lab-grown meat, because the production is not natural. They're producing this in some factory, warehouse, or lab somewhere, and it costs more money for a scientist to make your food than a farmer. You gotta think about that. So that's the facts on my thoughts and my opinions, okay? So that's how I'm bridging this together. So I need everybody to kind of think about it for a minute. Right now, everything seems like it's gonna be okay, fairly. You go in the store, things are a little thin, things are a little expensive. No, they really expensive. Things are a little thin, they're expensive, but it's there. It's still things in these stores. But I want you to remember where that food in your store came from. That food in your supermarket came from either overseas, which they're stopped doing that, or your food came from the farmers that they just shut down. So where's this next wave of food to feed the country coming from? I'm asking. So I was thinking, who said that? You coming to my house when it kicks off? No, you won't. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not even funny. In these days and times, it's not even funny. You know, that we joked about that a lot, you know, in the past years, and really, frankly, it wasn't funny then. But I'm gonna keep it 100 right now, that's not even funny. And I'm gonna be honest with you, don't come here. You know, all due respect, but that's not a funny comment anymore. You know, it's not even nothing to play with anymore, because what you don't realize is a lot of content creators and preppers and stuff are getting these notifications just like that. And people saying they're coming to take our stuff or invade our land or whatever. And, you know, you don't even have a thumbnail. So I don't know if you friend or foe. So to me, I'm not joking about that or laughing about that. Well, I never have, but now I'm taking it seriously. And anybody to say that, you know, I'm gonna have to let them go. Right now, for me, and that's the thing, nobody's taking this seriously. This is about food security because of the food scarcity. And it is not funny. Nobody's coming here. If somebody wants to come here because, especially because they didn't prepare themselves, it's an absolutely no. It's an absolute no. Because I've been working my ass off over this last just 5 years, even before that, if you look back on my videos, but for the last 5 years, I've sacrificed everything. I'm piss pop, poor, and broke because I sacrificed everything for what I'm doing right now. You said, damn, that's a problem with it. Let me get rid of you. If you don't understand that, you gotta go. I'm not playing like that. If you in here and you don't understand how serious this is, you ain't part of this group anyway. Okay? I joke and I laugh and everything else and I have a good time, but if you don't know how to read the room and see that I'm not smiling nor joking about people about to take a beating, you don't belong here. You got to read the room. If I'm joking, cutting up, and laughing, hey, I'm wide open. But if I'm sitting here talking about people are going to die and people have literally died because of this crazy stuff, and that's what we talking about, you're not invited to the table to sit and talk to me about anything. Okay? Please don't mention that man's name, please. So my point is this. That was a perfect example of how silly we ain't taking this seriously. That was a perfect example of we're not taking this seriously at all. You know, I've watched on it was the news report the other day. And this got me. This really, I almost went live because this one really kicked me in the heart. There was a lady they were interviewing and about the food shortage, and she was at the food bank. And you know, it was so many people, it was hundreds of people at this food bank in their cars, in line, waiting to get free food because they don't know how they're gonna feed their family or their kids. This one woman that they interviewed, she basically she brought almost brought tears to my eyes because that's how much it touched me. You know what she said? She said, this is weird because not only did she have her like master's degree and she's college educated and she's been to school, not only that, she had a decent paying job. Not only that, but she actually worked for the I don't know what to call it. Basically, she worked for the government, and in her branch she was the one that made it so people, she approved or disapproved like SNAP benefits, and she managed, you know, food banks and all of that. When she said that, she was a strong young black woman, but I tell you what, I could feel her pain. She said she never in a million years thought she would be on the other side of that desk. And now she's the actual recipient for help. She needs help, and I don't know how many kids she said she had, but she had kids. And now she doesn't have a job. They put her out of a job because it was government. They put her out of a job, and now she's in a food line at the food bank. And you know, that hit me hard because it just lets you see it can happen to anybody. anybody and everybody that's rooting for this guy, it could happen to you too. Y'all love him so much, but you'll be the next one in the food line. And I thought about that too. You know how many people can you imagine how many people that voted for that man and voted for this catastrophe that's standing in that same food line and food bank for the food bank? They voted for this lunacy, but they standing in the food line at the food bank, needing help, needing assistance. These are the same people that told other people to get up off their butts and go to work and buckle their bootstraps and all of that. And here it is. Every word, I'm sure, makes them sick to their stomach because they said that and they can't not remember it. You said that, now you're one of the people that you were so-called talking about. You are in desperate need. Now, for the last 2.5 years, I've been talking about purchasing land. And I know people got sick of hearing about it. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. This was the best move I made. And I know everybody was like, all I can say is I don't owe anything for my land. I don't owe anything for anything on this land. I don't owe anything for that cabin. I don't owe anything for that RV. I got an old house over here. I don't owe anything on these chickens, these pigs, these quails. I don't owe anything on that tractor. Everything on this land is free and clear. And that's why it's moving so slow. Sometimes I get discouraged because it's moving so slow. But it takes times like today, like now, to remember it's all mine. And if the shit hit the fan, I got somewhere to go without worrying about who I gotta pay and why. I got somewhere to go without worrying about if somebody gonna come and take my home. I got somewhere to go. And hey, I can go and build another. If I chop these trees down, it's a stretch now. But if I chop these trees down, I can come over here and build my own house if I want to. I got all these acres. I can do whatever I want to. And this is why I made it so serious from 2.5 years ago to now. Because it wasn't that some people thought I was boasting and bragging. It wasn't. It was about food security. It was about your security, and it was about coming out away from the world and being able to do for yourself and be less dependent on the system that's failing us right now. That's why I talked about it so much. And that's why it was so important. Hey, I got people in my family right now kind of think I'm a little nuts. I stay out here all the time. Number one, I love the peace and the tranquility and the quiet. I can meditate. But on the second half, I'm building security. It doesn't look like much. And sometimes it's a mess. A lot of times it's a mess. But it's mine. And nobody can come back here and tell me, hey, this is a mess. Hey, you need to do that. Hey, you need to do that. Nobody can come back here. Nobody can say, hey, you can't have pigs. Hey, you can't have that many chickens. Hey, you can't have, hell, I got 4 roosters. I didn't know I had 4 roosters till just now, but I got 4 roosters. And when they sound off like a fire truck. Nobody's around to complain that he got a rooster. Hell, let alone 4. I lit my wood stove. It was like 39 degrees last night. It's boiling. The reason I'm not doing a video in there because it's boiling in there. It's so hot. It's so hot in there right now. And last night, hey, Hyper Ghost Stunts, what's up, my brother? It's so hot in there with just 2 logs on the fire. I said, I'm gonna do my video out here. I'd rather put on a jacket. But I invested in that wood stove to keep us warm so we don't have to use as much propane. We don't have to use that much diesel heater. I can burn the wood right here on my land and keep me warm. So it's just a mindset. And that's why I started talking about the fasting first and the willpower that helped me get through that first couple of days of fasting is because once you can master the willpower of something like fasting, man, you can use that same willpower for anything. People say I can't buy no land. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You said, well, I don't have enough money to buy land. You can get it. You can get it. I'm telling you. The only reason why you can't get it, for instance, can you fast for 7 days? Right now, a lot of people are thinking that they can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because just like fasting, the only rough part is the first 3 days. The first 3 days is hell on earth. It was just 2 days for me. It wasn't so bad, but it was rough. But man, when I tell you hit day 3, when you hit 72 hours, everything, you can see the bigger picture of how this fasting thing is going to work out for you in the future. So just like that, once you conquer that willpower, you can use that willpower, which I have, use that same willpower. I've lost weight several times before. Y'all can go on my old videos and see it. I've done this before and lost a lot of weight. I've done this several times. Purchasing land takes willpower. I didn't just have all this money to go deposit on land. I didn't. It took willpower to save. It takes willpower. It takes discipline to save your money. It's nothing worse. There's not a crazier feeling. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a feeling of gratitude and horror when you know that you got $50,000 saved away, cash money somewhere. With all the, every time you go to the store, you like, oh, I can afford that. Might as well just grab that. I got plenty money. Every time you go to the store, when you know you got all that money saved up, your thought is, I can just use a little bit of my savings. It takes willpower and discipline not to go crack that safe open and go buy some bullshit that you was going to buy. It takes discipline and patience and willpower. And that paid off. And I was able, when we found this land, I was able to just buy it cash money. Cash. And I don't know if you've ever did a cash sale on a car or land. If you did a cash sale on a car or land, that paperwork, you ain't sitting in there all day. When you go purchase a land or a home, cash, you come into this room, all these lawyers and stuff ain't in here, and all these people ain't in here. You come in here with your cashier's check. You hand that to the lawyer hand it to the other lawyer. You sign a couple of papers, and it's yours. It's not that routine. I've purchased several homes before in my life, and I'm gonna tell you right now, when you purchase a home through the bank, listen, how many people own a home and have purchased a home? When you do that, you sign paperwork. They pull out this booklet about that thick, and you think that that's the Bible. That's not. That's all of the promises and legal jargon that says if you don't pay us, we can do this to you. And here's the funny thing, you gonna sign every one of those. It feel like about 200 or 300 pages, front and back, signature and your initials, every single page. You gonna be in there all day. Yeah, signing your life away. You're gonna be in there all day. But when you go buy something cash, it's like you literally going to the grocery store almost, go in there and you, boop, you swipe your stuff and you pay your money, it give you a receipt and you leave. That took willpower to save up that kind of money. Thank you for that. Hyper Ghost Sons, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. He say, love you, my brother. Man, you the man. You the man. So right now, I'm not boasting nor bragging. I'm here to show you this stuff as proof that you can do it too. I am no different than you. For no reason, I don't want nobody to think I'm different than you or anything. The things that we accomplish right now and better start practicing on is discipline and willpower. Because through the discipline and the willpower, man, you can do anything. And right now, it's gonna take that same discipline and willpower to get through these dark days, right? It's gonna take that to get through these dark days. And everybody is still joking around and thinking it's a game, and they don't realize the situation that we're in. You know, this is what this is to me. Our country here, the United States of America, is a turd with frosting on it right now. The United States of America is a turd with frosting on it. Now, it's been that way a long time, okay? But the frosting is starting to come off. And you starting to realize you've been eating the frosting off the side when ain't nobody looking. And you starting to realize, hey, this is a big old turd. This country is in such bad disarray and bad shape. It reminds me of when you go buy a car from a used car lot and they done doctored on it. They done poured motor honey in the engine to quiet it down from the lifters about to go out. They done welded a piece on under the engine to keep the damn alternator on. They done put Bondo on the side because it was dented and wrecked, and instead of them changing the quarter panel, they slapped all this Bondo on it, and while you driving down the street in Detroit, hit one of them potholes, the whole chunk of Bondo come off and it weigh about 5 pounds. It was beautiful on the show, on the car lot. But once you start really paying attention to the interior and exterior, when you get it home, you start realizing, I didn't see this dent. I didn't see this scratch. What's these red stains on the ceiling, inside on the roof? You didn't even realize that it looked like a crime scene happened inside this vehicle. You go and look in the trunk and start seeing red stains in the trunk. Like, what is that? That don't look like oil. And then one day you go to start it, it ain't starting. Everything is wrong with the sucker. You take it to the shop and they tell you, oh man, where did you get this thing from? You need to take this back wherever you bought it from. You like, man, I just bought it last week. That repairman said, man, take this back. They sold you a lemon. This engine is burnt out. And he poured the oil out. He said, look what they had in the engine. And it's thick like maple syrup in the wintertime. Man, I'm telling you, that's this country. This country been false flagging a long time. And right now, everybody think that it's okay because some people got their blinders on and they only see the frosting. And you don't know that the chefs in the back room, they know it's doo-doo. And their job, they keep sending out waiters and waitresses to go put on more icing on that turd so don't nobody figure it out. It's so bad it's starting to stink now. But you keep looking around like, looking under your shoe, what is that? That's America. Stinking. It's been stinking. But the frosting is starting to wear off now, so it's really starting to get rank. Everybody is really starting to realize, hey, the food is running out. Everybody is really now just starting to realize, hey, they kicking people out of their houses and ain't nobody got nowhere to go. They starting to realize, man, I had this government job in this big ass house or this skyrise apartment and I can't afford it no more. Now everybody was laughing at people with tiny houses. Everybody was laughing at people doing van life. And now everybody is building out their bug out trailers and building out their tiny houses because they have to. I watched a video today, true story, because I can relate to this because this was the other reason I did all this. Food security. This ain't just about food security, it's about your livelihood and your security. We're all getting of age. Like, ask yourself, how old are you? I'm gonna ask you. You don't have to say it if you don't want to. You can put it up there if you want to. But I'm gonna ask you these questions. How old are you? We don't never keep saying how old we are and think of it in a realistic way. We say how old we are as a year because I still look good at 62. I still look good at whatever, right? No, I want you to ask yourself, how old are you? And now I want you to ask yourself, how much longer do you have to work at your job? Now I'm going to ask you, how old will you be when you can retire from said job? Now I'm going to ask you, what have you done to secure your future? Don't say 401ks. Don't say none of that. You got your savings, because I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest with you. It don't take nothing but a week in the hospital to wipe all that away. It take one good week in a car accident in the hospital to wipe all your savings and investments like that away. I can't make that up. I've seen it with my own eyes. See, the same thing we've been saving all these years for and investing in all these years, you think there's some kind of big payout in the end, and when you end up being 65 or 70, you think it's gonna be smooth sailing after that, but you don't realize the money that they actually gonna give you ain't enough money to keep you by yourself afloat. You're going to have some kind of subsidy to make up the difference of what the government is going to give you. You worked all your life. And look, if it was me, I wish it was a way I could tell the government, just give me a payout. I don't want y'all to pay me every month. Give me my payout. What is my payout going to be after taxes? That's what they should let you do. Don't sit here and try to pay me, because what they're going to do is they're going to nickel and dime you in your retirement check and in your pension and stuff. They're going to nickel and dime you, and you're going to realize the stress of the struggle is so rough that that's what's going to end up burying you 6 feet deep. So soon as you retire, the stress of the struggle and your poor health from working on this job all these years, that's going to send you to an early grave, right? We see it all the time. We all see it all the time. So why not make your investment now and secure your future now and stop waiting for them to, this is what's going to happen. The money that they don't end up paying you out from your pension, retirement, and all that, it goes back to the government. It goes back into the system. If you didn't set things up properly, that's not going, if you're not married, you don't have a spouse or anything like that, your pension is going back into the system. So all those 30, 40 years you worked at this job, the money that they owe you, they take it back. They give you pennies on a dollar and have you at Walmart as a Walmart greeter. Like, you might as well stay at your damn job. Oh, and let's not forget, you ain't got no health care coverage. Once you retire from your job, you on your own with your own health care. And they playing with Medicaid now, so, I mean, what we doing? The only thing I'm here to do is give everybody an idea of you have options. And it's up to you whether you want to go with those options or not. Is this lifestyle hard? Absolutely. Is pooping in a bucket hard? Absolutely. Well, not for me, but absolutely. Is purchasing solar expensive? Absolutely. All of these things and these investments, I'm investing just like you, but I'm not investing in the stock market. I'm not investing in 401ks. I'm not investing in some, why would I invest in people that I don't even trust? Why would I put my hard-earned money and invest it back into a system of people that don't like me anyway? How can I trust them with my money and my investments and give my money back to the same system that can't stand my guts? Not just as a black man, but as a citizen. It's both. Not just as a black man, but as a citizen. Because if they really cared about the American people, why is they putting everybody through this bullshit? Everything wasn't perfect, but it was functional. Why would you do this? The only thing I can say for the things and the laws that's being passed right now and the things that they're trying to do is just human cruelty. Human cruelty. So why would I invest my hard-earned money back into that same system that's humanly cruel to the rest of America? I'm not doing that. So instead of me giving my money to them and let them play with my money so they can become richer and at the end of the day give me crumbs on a dollar, no. Take that same money. Instead of, say you got $50, $100 coming out of your check. Every check is going into your 401k. It's going into your savings. It's whatever it is. Man, put that in your house. Put that in a bank. Put that in a safe spot. And the same money that you accumulated in those investment groups, man, you investing in yourself. If you put your own money in your own bank, when I say your own bank, your own mattress, and then invest in you. Purchase you some land. Purchase you an RV. Purchase you some livestock. Now, like I told my wife, I said, baby, we gonna eat. We gonna eat. Grow you a garden. Grow you some food. Grow you some lettuce. Grow you some carrots. Grow you some collard greens. Plant you some fruit trees everywhere. Every year we gonna eat. Every year we gonna eat. Y'all see it. Y'all see. Every year we get fruit, vegetables. I can't even eat all them persimmons. I can't eat all them apples. I can't eat all them pears. That's why I turn everything into vinegar. So that's another one. With me growing all this food and from investing in myself, man, we growing our own medication. We growing our own ways to heal ourselves. I had to change that because it get a little loopy. We growing the things that we need to heal ourselves instead of depending on the pharmacies to heal us. The same apple cider vinegar with the mother in it that's so powerful. It's so powerful. The same apple cider vinegar that you buy at the store for $10 a bottle, you could make it out of some old apples out of your yard, some old pears out of your yard. Put them in a 5-gallon bucket, put the lid on it, and walk away. Come back in 30 days and you got apple cider vinegar. Matter of fact, as soon as you open that lid, it's gonna burn your eyes a little bit. You got not just what they got in the store, you're gonna have even better and you're gonna have even more. And guess how much it costed you? However much you paid for that tree years ago. You might have paid $20 for the tree, $30 for the tree, and now it's producing. All you're paying for apple cider vinegar and fresh apples every year is that same $20 that you invested in that one tree 4 years ago. I show y'all every year. So I'm not speaking out of something I think. I'm speaking out of something I do and something I know. We all should be focused on food security because right now the reality is food scarcity. If you're a person that you do not think that we're going to run out of food, I'll pray for you. If you're a person right now watching me and you think with all your heart that this country is not about to run out of food, with all these millions and millions and millions of people in this country, you fooling yourself. And you know what? That's one hell of a gamble to take because a lot of us, you're not gambling with your own life. You gambling with your children's lives too. So when you make that bad call and say, yeah, that's not worth it. You know what you're doing? You putting your kids' life on the line too. And they young, they can't make decisions like you can. Every decision I make ain't about me. If it was just about me, I would listen. If it was just about me, I'd have did everything way different. I would have done. If it was just me, I would have been living like this probably 30 years ago. But see, living like this is kind of frowned upon in the beautiful women population. They don't want you to move them into no tiny home. You know what I'm saying? But now everybody gonna be living like this, whether you want to or not. And you want to hear the crazy part about it? They're gonna have you. Let me show you this. They're gonna have everybody living in a cabin smaller than that. Everybody. The thing about it is, it won't belong to you. You will not own it. You will be paying high rent, as higher rent as you got right now. You're gonna be paying high rent to stay in a cabin half that size. And then they're gonna be stacked, one on top of each other, right next to each other. You ain't gonna even have enough walking space between them. And they're gonna pile these little doggone cabins in. They're gonna buy all this land up like they already doing, put about 1,000 of these little ass cabins on there and make you pay $1,200 to $2,000 a month to live in it, plus utilities. It's already happening. If you don't pay attention, it's already how many people have been seeing these they call them pallet homes? How many people been seeing the pallet homes where they build this house and this base? I don't know if it's really made out of pallets, but they call it pallet homes. And it's like, I think it's like 8 feet by 8 feet or 10 by 10, something like that. And they started out letting homeless people live in them. But then they have dialed them up and kind of made them a little pretty and cute. And now they're trying to sell them to hipsters. And hipsters is starting to buy them as tiny homes. So they're renting out these little tiny homes. And on some of these, around these college campuses where these students can't really pay for no dorms or no houses, they letting these students stay in there and use the money that they getting from their scholarships in these little cabins. Go research it yourself. They ain't testing it, they're already doing it. But in a minute, they're not going to give anybody a choice. And here's another way I can prove it. There's a place that I pass all the time, and it's literally 1 acre. It's the size of this opening right here. It's the size of this opening, my open space. They built a whole subdivision on 1 acre. It gotta be every bit of 30 to 50 homes on that 1 acre. I can't make this up. I wish, you know what, if I didn't want to disclose the location or worry about legal problems, I would go videotape it so you could see it. I watched it look like just a raggedy old field. And it went from raggedy old field, construction trucks and stuff there, mowed it down, put down the plumbing, put down the cement. Next thing I know, the houses popped up like popcorn. And every time I pass that spot, there's a new house. When you think they can't fit no more houses on that 1 acre of property, they done built a new house. And out front, you know what it say? New homes, starting anywhere from 300,000 and up. And this is the crazy part. I wish I could show y'all so I could prove it, but I don't want to get in no legal trouble. Let me tell you something. $300,000 and up. And I'm gonna show you again. Each one of those houses don't look no different than that. They're a little bit wider. Just say they're a little wider. Some of them is 2-story. Some of them is 1-story. The 1-stories is say the 1-stories is double that width. That's 12 feet. So just imagine like 24 to 30 feet wide and then 30 feet long. Just like that. And the 2-story ones still is nothing fancy. They just got another story on the top. And when they say 300,000, starting at 300,000, I'm pretty sure the 300,000 ones is the 1-stories that's a little bigger than this cabin. Where if you go to one of these shed companies, man, you can purchase this exact shed right here for about $11,000, $10,000. Anywhere, I don't know what the prices have they changed, but anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000, you can have this exact same cabin that's 12 by 32. And then slowly put it together yourself. That right there, $300,000. Can you imagine that? And when you look out your window, you looking at your neighbor. You looking in your neighbor's face. You come on your porch and you looking your other neighbor in the face. Everybody is this close to each other in every one of them little houses. One day I was so curious, I just drove through the neighborhood. It's a centerpiece in the middle. It's a centerpiece in the middle where houses is like on this little island, and you drive around this whole street and it's houses on the edge. And when I tell you, all you do is come in and basically do a little horseshoe, just like y'all see me drive around my land like this. It's exactly the same. Just imagine 30 or 50 houses built in this circumference. It's just like that. $300,000. Starting. And that's exactly, they want to make sure that's a good way to get all of the people that really can't afford to live. That's a way to get your ass out and push you out into the wilderness somewhere. Get you out, and they done turned some ghetto land into some prestige pinky out land. But that's where we are. And if you really truly don't understand what we're looking at, that's where you're going to have a problem. If you still think that we do not have a situation going on that's about to kick us all dead in the nuts from this month, from the month of November to the future, nothing is going to ever be the same again. When I woke up today and realized that that other party across the aisle caved in and gave this other party what they want, ain't no coming back from that, y'all. Ain't no coming back from that. They just sold people, what did my mom used to call it? Horse tickets. You sit here and you bought something and you don't even realize, where's the food coming from? Where's the food coming from? And I gotta be honest. I just wish there was a better way. I'm not gonna go down that alley because it's get deeper, and I know y'all gotta go. But I'm gonna be honest with you, family. If you don't get your butt out there and grow something in these 5-gallon buckets. And somebody asked me in the comment section, how do I grow food in Michigan, in Michigan in a cold climate? Get you some I'm gonna tell you. I think they said in an apartment, I can't remember. I'm gonna tell you, but you ain't gonna wanna do it. I always tell everybody, all these content creators give you information that you need, but nobody's gonna do it. Get you some 5-gallon buckets, fill them boys full of soil, put a pan to catch the water underneath it, drill a hole under the bucket, plant some food in the 5-gallon bucket. Bring it in the house. One of your bedrooms gotta go. See what I said? I said you don't wanna hear it. Your living room or your dining room might have to go. Take that damn dining room table that you rented from Renter Center or Aaron's. Tell them come get that dining room table. Ain't gonna be no meal. You don't need no dining room table if you ain't got no food. Get rid of that damn dining room table that you ain't done paying for. Tell Value City Furniture, come on get this. Come on pick it up. Because ain't nobody sitting, ain't no, you got 8 seating spot table with an extra leaf to sit in the middle when big family come. You ain't got enough food for them. You ain't got no food for nobody. Who's sitting around the table? What feast? What feast? That's what I'm talking about. Everybody doing stuff that don't even make sense. They're going out and buying furniture that's supposed to make everybody comfortable while they're eating, but it ain't no food. Everybody is getting ready for this holiday coming up. I'm gonna end this video with this one right here, because this one got me steaming, okay? Number one, we should all be a little bit smarter about this holiday coming up anyway. When you getting together with your family and friends is one thing, but celebrating this holiday, I'm not gonna tell you it's wrong or right. I'm gonna tell you I think it's stupid. Okay, I think it's horrible. After you know what you know to celebrate this holiday, now you getting together with your family and friends is one thing, but celebrating this holiday and putting little posters up and saying Happy Thanksgiving and whatnot, it's not cool at all, man. To me, it's almost like saying Happy Slavery Day. To me, because that's what it is. So this is what I'm gonna say. Away from the belief of the holiday or the celebration of the holiday. I didn't want to go there, but I want to talk about this though. If you about to get your, let me watch my mouth because I don't want to offend anybody, okay? If you about to fix yourself to make a whole feast and invite the whole family over for this big old feast that y'all end up wasting 60 to 70% of it, and half of it's gonna get scraped out into the trash can because somebody don't like your coleslaw, somebody don't like your potato salad, your doggone roast beef ain't all the way cooked through, your turkey is raw, all that's gonna get thrown away. Every year, everybody do this. And then the other rest of it's gonna sit in the damn refrigerator until it's about to almost come back to life anyway. Nobody want that food 3 and 4 days later. You get tired of turkey, tired of ham, tired of this, tired of that. The only thing be gone is the macaroni and cheese and the biscuits. My point is this. If you about to go out here and waste all your damn money when this much suffering is going on, this is what I think. I think we should, the holiday is already wicked. So we should change it. We should change it. Shit, minimize. Your family and friends come together, minimize this sucker. We do not have to sit here and eat until we about to poop our pants around the damn table. That don't even, listen, that don't even make a little bit of sense. That don't even make a little bit of sense. Everybody sitting around the table about to shit theyself and nobody can breathe. Somebody every year in the neighborhood have a heart attack. Every year you trying to sit around and eat and everybody's getting sleepy, sit around watching the football game, and then you see lights and sirens outside your house, if it ain't your house. Somebody ate too much from greed. Sat there and ate all that shit and drank all that cheap-ass beer, and then you about to punch the clock. Somebody getting rushed to the hospital. And why? For what? Man, we gotta cut some of these silly-ass traditions out and start paying attention to the origins of them. And right now, with this holiday that's about to come up right now, and everybody rushing out and wasting all your money to go purchase a bunch of bullshit that don't nobody want in the first place, you're a fool. Right now, everybody should be praying and fasting. I say pray because we need the Lord in our lives. And number 2, the fasting, which I'm learning right now, save you plenty money. You do not got to be eating every damn day. You do. The American lie is you need 3 meals a day. I've been researching, man, all week. You, who made that stupid shit up? Drink milk, it make your bones strong and shit. Who made that up? All of this stuff was propaganda to make money. All of these different slogans and things we grew up hearing was all propaganda for the big corporations to make money. Milk is nothing but a byproduct from the cattle ranchers. They don't care about the milk. Right, the food pyramid. Food pyramid. Then they got us, listen to this. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. They got us talking about some eating canola oil, vegetable oil, and all of these seed oils and processed corn oils is good for us, and animal fat is what's clogging up our arteries. They said animal fat is what was killing us. But eating all these carcinogenic seed oils was the key. And it's the total opposite. The total opposite. I promise you, it's the total. Go do the research yourself. I want you to go look at and research, why did they start making vegetable oil anyway? Do you think they started and invented vegetable oil or came up, they had a byproduct from something else and then they made vegetable oil? Somebody tell me right now, what do you think they made vegetable oil for in the first place? It wasn't to eat. What was it for? Not just easy to make, what was it for? Vegetable oil. Yes, who said that? Let me see, I can't see nobody in here. I can't see you. Rogers, for cars. It was for cars, lubrication, fuel. Vegetable oils were for lubricating automobiles. It had once they figured out we can sell some of this and have people eating this shit, we'll make a fortune if we start telling people that lard and beef tallow is the enemy. If we start telling people fats like in avocados is bad and fats is in animals is bad, we stand to make plenty money because we can make tons of this stuff for pennies on a dollar. But it costs a lot of money to get beef tallow or lard. It costs us some money and it costs us a lot of work. And we need a lot of hands on deck to produce lard and beef tallow. It don't take nothing to make no corn oil. It don't take nothing to make canola or vegetable oil. And look at all the money we stand to make. So what they say, we'll start a campaign and tell everybody that's listening, animal fat is the devil. Animal fat is wicked. Animal fat is killing people, just like they did with eggs. Just like they did with eggs. They did that with eggs, they did it with milk, and they did it with doggone lard and tallow. Then they give us margarine. They gave us, somebody said Crisco, canola oil, Wesson. They gave us all this industrial lubrication that we frying our chicken and shit in. And that's when, if you go do the research on some of those oils, that's where a lot of the C word comes from. Because once you heat those things at a certain temperature, they become poisonous. Right. They said, they even told you stop eating butter. They said butter clogging up your arteries. They told you lard and beef tallow is clogging up your arteries. They said eat margarine, eat this canola oil, this vegetable oil, this Wesson, this Crisco. They said that. Come to find out, it was the total, and now that the truth is out, it's total opposite. Eggs is killing people. And all of a sudden, in the next 2 generations, you got to look around to find a skinny person. You got to look around to find anybody wearing about a size 36 jeans. I'm talking about the men. It's 36, 32 jeans. You know? Now you look around, you got to look for the slender people. When I was growing up, you know, people like me, hey, I'm 1 in a million. You had to look around to find the big kid. Oh, here you go. Everybody didn't look like that. Now everybody is overweight. Everybody. And then we got a nerve to say it, try to make it sexy. Listen to this. I know y'all ain't gonna like this. I know you ain't gonna like it. But I'm a big man. I'm speaking facts. The propaganda of telling unhealthy, overweight people that this is sexy is the same propaganda that they did when they told you canola oil is healthy and beef lard is bad. I know you don't want to hear that, but you hearing it from a big man. It's the truth. When somebody tell you, oh, you ain't that big, you are. And you lying to yourself. You're very unhealthy. And if you lie to yourself, you just lying to yourself. And if your friends sit there and let you lie to yourself like that, they ain't a real friend. That's the propaganda to sell you more bullshit that's unhealthy that they know you gonna buy. It's the truth. But now they got us saying, oh, I'm sexy, I'm healthy, I'm a big woman or a big man, and that's, no, it's unhealthy, man. I don't care how pretty you are, I don't care how fine you are, it's unhealthy, and it's the truth. I can stand here and tell you as a big man, this is not healthy. None of this is healthy, man. And if we keep letting this next generation go on thinking that this is cute, man, we bound to drizzle in the first place. It's not healthy. And the reason we keep letting this get away, think about this. I want you to think 2 generations ago, yeah, to use the word thick. That's a lie, man. It's a lie. It's a lie. 2 generations ago, everybody was eating lard. Everybody had an old metal can of lard on their stovetop. Tell me I'm lying when I ain't. If you came over your mama's house, came over grandmama's house, there's a can of lard on the stove or in her special oil can somewhere. It was lard. It was not no damn Crisco. It wasn't no canola oil. It wasn't no vegetable oil. It was lard. And your grandmama, my grandmama lived to be almost 100 years old. Nobody died from the C word. Wasn't too many mental problems. And wasn't too much autism going on. Right now, the stuff that they're trying to give us and tell us is healthy, this the stuff that's killing us. Right, bacon grease on the stove. The stuff that they're telling us is healthy is the stuff is nothing more than byproducts that they want to make a little bit of money on. They can't stand to waste it. We got too much of it. We got to find another way to make money on this byproduct of this chemical. Sell it to the people. Tell them it's delicious. I don't want to rattle on about that. I just wanted to be realistic with everybody and be honest with you. Right now, you should be working on your food security because the food scarcity is real. We got to work on our health, whether you want to or not. I know it's hard to work on your health. Trust me, I'm there with you. It's hard to eat right, especially when you've been raised eating wrong. It's hard to eat right. But we ain't got no choice. They have made it so you don't have a choice. Unless you just don't mind, you saying, look, I don't care if I perish. I'ma just, I'm just stand in the gunfiring line and I'll be first. If you don't mind that, go ahead, do what you're gonna do. But man, I just don't want to leave the earth like that. I don't want to leave the earth without a fight. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to leave this earth without giving this system the finger. You know? I don't want them to think that they won on me too. I want my memory when I leave this earth to say, man, he was one hell of a fighter. He didn't give up. He kept trying to fight against the machine. That's what I want. I want to leave with my legacy like that. I don't want to leave this earth just being another statistic or another victim of the system. I don't want to leave this world like that. And if I give in to everything they want me to do and everything they want me to say, I'm no more than calling myself a victim, the next victim. That's what you're going to end up being. I don't want to leave this world being a victim, being the next passerby. No story to tell. I didn't leave any footprints in the sand. I want people to remember I was here. I want, it's a movie, Troy, with Brad Pitt. And one of my favorite lines in that whole movie, where the little boy running there to get Brad Pitt, Achilles, to come and fight the giant. And the little boy say, Achilles, he's like 20 feet tall and he's giant and this and that. He said, Achilles, aren't you scared? Brad Pitt, Achilles, say, no, I'm not scared. He said, are you? Would you be? Yeah, I'm scared of him. He said, well, that's why nobody will ever remember your name. To this day, everybody still talks about the story of Achilles. We don't know who the little boy was that ran in the tent. That's how I want to leave this earth. I want to leave this earth and people remember me for a while. I want to be done left my footprint and my stamp on this earth. I don't want to be the little boy that runs in to give the warrior his sword. I want to be the one that receives the sword from the little boy that's afraid to fight. So, family, please get yourself prepared. This is not a joke. It's not a game. It's about to be cold. It's going to be a super cold winter for everybody across the nation. And if you haven't made any preparations to get warm and warm yourself up, listen, please stop buying video games and television sets. Please, I know you like it. I like it too. But I'm telling you, man, we can do without that shit, man. We're going to have to start learning how to do without that garbage to keep us distracted. And go invest your little bit of money that you got left in something that's going to sustain you. Go buy you a trailer, something that you can live in, pull behind your car and live in it. You know? So, that's all I got, y'all. I was just thinking about how scarce the food is becoming and how nobody's taking this seriously at all. How can you turn a blind eye to the situation and not think that this is not going to affect us all? You can look at it. I don't got to tell you about it. You can look at it. How on God's green earth you don't think that this is not going to devour you as well? You think it's going to devour me, but not you. Wow, man. Wow, man. That's the other thing I can say about these vegetable oils and these canola oils and everything else. It done rotted our brain. Some of these people, man, you can't even think straight because you want to be on your team so bad. You want your team to win so bad that you put all common sense out the window. You want your team to win so bad, just like a football game, just like a basketball game. You want your team, your color to win so bad that you don't care about common sense. Doggone shame, man. Doggone shame. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody enjoy your day. I really wanted to, this was something before I leave, I'm gonna show you this. This was one of the original things I wanted to show you. Y'all wanna go on a real brief Lair Farmer field trip and see something? Come on, I'm gonna take you to the zoo. I'm gonna take you to the zoo with me. Come on, pup. Come on. I'm gonna show you one of the reasons that got me to do this video. Y'all know I got pigs, right? Y'all know I got chickens and quail. Well, I just purchased these two yesterday. You don't know what those are, do you? Let me turn them around. Let me turn it around for you. Look how big they are. They're only 3 months old. Well, he's 2 months, she's 3 months. But look how big they are. I want you to understand something. I wanted to talk about food security, and that was part of this video. Whether you're buying cattle, you're buying pork, goats, fish, whatever it is. I purchased those two. Those are Duroc pigs. Duroc. D-U-R-O-C. Duroc. And I want you to go research Duroc pigs, whether you eat pork or not. That's not what I'm trying to get at. I want you to go research and look at what I just purchased. The only reason I want you to go look is so you can educate yourself. Come here. I want you to educate yourself on that. And the reason why, because those two pigs get big as a doggone car, right? They eat less than the pigs that I'm already feeding, but they get like 10 times the size. I bought a breeding pair because I'm getting rid of those little pigs. I don't need them no more. They're gonna end up going in the oven. These big ones, I'm gonna breed them, I'm gonna sell them, and I'm gonna put them in the freezer. Both. Food security. With food security, we have to start being a little bit more smart about where we invest our money. I could have went out and bought a freezer full of meat, but that freezer full of meat is not going to produce more freezers full of meat. You understand? This will. So you got to start paying attention to where you investing your money, a little bit of money you got left, where and why, and what's going to be, how much money did you pay for them? Go research it. Go look up Duroc pigs and look how much they are. You know what? I can tell you this. I can tell you how much I paid. I got those from the same guy I got my first pigs from. You know what I did? I traded him a black Ayam Cemani rooster. My Ayam Cemani rooster cost just as much as those pigs. I traded him. I bartered with him. He called me, told me he got some Duroc pigs for sale. Was I interested? And I said, well, I ain't got my money a little funny right now. And I said, listen, I got some very expensive and very rare Ayam Cemani all black chickens. I got 4 roosters. I can give you one. He said, one? I said, go look at the price of an Ayam Cemani black rooster. And then call me back. He called me back. He was like, okay. I took my rooster to him. He loaded up those pigs for me. I gave him that rooster. I didn't spend a nickel. I didn't spend a nickel. So that's the part I wanted to get to us with food security. It's going to, whether you eat pork or not, whether you eat meat or not, if you don't have things right now to barter with other people and then start establish a network to be able to barter in the first place, what are you doing? You one of the ones that still waiting on the government to come help you? I'm telling you, this works. Now, each one of those pigs is anywhere from $800, okay, at the size that they are. 8-ish hundred, 5-ish, 8-ish $100 for a Duroc pig. So is that chicken. So if right now, if you don't have a way and you're not thinking, you're thinking about what you can use. A lot of people say, I don't eat pork leg. You don't have to. You gotta be smart though. You don't have to eat pork. You don't have to eat meat. But if you, guess what? 95% of the population here in America does. So if they're looking for meat and they're willing to barter, but you don't have meat, they don't want your hair, your wig, your weave. They don't want the rims on your car. No, they want to barter with you. You hungry? Okay, so are we. We'll give you this chicken for this pig. We'll give you this goat for this sheep. We'll give you this cow for this pigs. And this is the second time that I've bartered with this man and not exchanged a single red cent. The first 2 pigs I've ever had, shake and bake, I gave him, I don't know, it was some kind of gamecock rooster that was really expensive that I did not want. I traded him that for 2 pigs. Met him in a Tractor Supply. And here we are. Here we are 9 months, 10 months later, and I'm the owner of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 heads of pigs. Right? And everybody thinking, oh, you gonna eat all of them. I don't know. You see, look, right now, if I needed some money, I can go sell one of them pigs and bring me in at least $100. I ain't even fed them $100 worth of feed. I could sell one of these baby pigs for about $100. I could sell that mama pig for about $300. I could sell that male boar back there for another maybe $200. That's money walking around my land back there. You don't have to eat the meat to be productive and have something to offer. When somebody want to barter and trade, you need your lights, gas, and water on. You need to be able to trade somebody something. And these are times where don't nobody want this. You're not going to be able to trade an Xbox for food. In the times that we're living in the times that's coming up right now, ain't nobody about to trade you nothing for no Xbox 360. Ain't nobody about to trade you nothing for no PlayStation. Ain't nobody about to trade you nothing that's going to keep you alive for no VR goggles. Man, I give you this whole beef roast for them VR goggles. Man, you will never hear such a thing. This is about to be, and everybody keep talking about some buy gold and silver, and invest in gold and silver. Man, miss me with that. And the proof is in the pudding. You can see them people at war right now in them other countries. Ain't nobody in the streets begging for gold and silver. Not nan damn one of them people over there in that war-stricken country begging for gold and silver. They are begging for medication and food. So everybody keep telling me, no, you got to invest in silver and precious metals. Man, you're a fool. You're a fool if you think that's going to get you somewhere. And if you get down to a point like that, man, ain't nobody want that. They need to, you can't feed your babies gold and silver. And the people that you supposed to trade the gold and silver with, they don't want to buy it from you. They're not going to give you what it's worth when they see your desperation. If you actually find somebody to trade gold and silver with, they'll never give you what it's worth. They'll never give you what it's worth. Because they know you're desperate. Because the first thing, let me tell you something about sales real quick. You know, when you walk into a sales place, let's say a pawn shop, and you walk into a pawn shop with a rare vintage item, that pawn shop dealer know you screwed. Did you hear what I said? If you walk into a pawn shop with a rare vintage item, very expensive item, but you in a pawn shop, the pawn dealer already know, he pulls out his condoms. He said, wait, I'll be right back. He going to put on a condom because you about to get it. You're going in there with a vintage item in a pawn shop downtown in your city. He's already telling you this is either stolen or you're desperate. Because you know that this is vintage or you wouldn't have brought this down here. You know that this is worth something or you wouldn't have brought this down here. He know you're desperate. And he knows that you don't know who else to go to that will actually give you the actual real worth of that item. He already screwed you before you walked in the door. So everybody with the gold and the silver, you go in there and you sell your gold chain, he know you desperate. You go in there sell your gold teeth, he know you desperate. You go in there pulling stuff out your mouth to try to sell off. You desperate. He smell it on you. He smell the bills this down your back. He can smell that you need some Similac for your baby. He can smell that your baby need diapers. He can smell that your car just broke down and you ain't got no money to get it fixed. So people sit talking about, yeah, no, you should forget food. You need to invest in gold and silver. They come to me with that garbage all the time and knock yourself out. I'm going to just delete that stupid ass comment because I don't want nobody else to that dumb shit to rub off on them. Food is the ultimate key. Food. You can't do anything without energy. Food goes in the body, creates energy. You can't do anything. That's my word. I just wanted to touch on that real quick before I go. Everybody, thank you for watching. I'm sorry I was on here for so long. I wanted it to be an hour, but it was an hour and a half. And I want to say thank you to everybody that with the super chats. Thank you to everybody being in here. I really want to give you thanks. I want to give you props and respect. I'm sorry that I didn't engage. Number one, I can't see this screen because this sun is tearing my eyes up. And number two, I just want to say thank you to everybody. And for everybody that feel like it's hopeless, it's not hopeless. It's only hopeless if you don't practice your willpower and your discipline. That's when the hopelessness set in. You got to start with that doggone willpower and that determination. And then you find hope. That's the only time you're going to ever find any hope. In a dark place, in a dark sunken place like we in right now, you ain't going to find no hope unless you snap out of it. Practice your faith, your willpower, and your discipline. That's the only time you're going to ever feel like you're going to make it out of this mess alive. So if anybody is wondering why I'm doing all these weird things in these videos, because I'm hoping that it rub off on somebody else. Faith, discipline, and willpower, man. That's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Live Farmer 73. I love you. Be careful, and I'm out.